Hello, everybody. Well, hopefully I'm streaming. I've only done this whole OBS thing one time, and that was for the dreaded QB Air Part 2. And there were definitely some issues there. Hopefully I'm streaming. I'm not really sure how I can check. I expected some stuff to pop up, but I didn't have like a huge plan for how I wanted this stream to go exactly. I just knew I wanted to stream in a different format. I didn't want you guys to just follow me around Santa Monica while I was hunting out there. I wanted something where I could interact with you a little bit better, and maybe we could go over some of the stuff that Illusion Weaver talks about, the stuff from the Medium articles, which I have pulled up. So that's kind of what I wanted to do here, and maybe have something that you could listen to while you're hunting rather than my old Twitch streams, which were something I guess you really had to watch. They weren't really something that you would listen to while you were out hunting, and I definitely didn't put them onto any other sites that you could easily access. They were only available on Twitch, so this one will go up on YouTube at the very least. Maybe something else, we'll see. Maybe we'll see, depending on how good or bad this one turns out to be. Hopefully somebody is in there at some point. If you are, let me know in the Discord, because I can't see anything on OBS. I don't have a chat box. Where would my chat box be? Docs. Let's see, chat box. Hey, JK is in the house. Hoth is in the house. Okay, so I got my chat box up. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. I know it's been way too long since I streamed, at least way too long for me. I don't know how you guys feel. But I just wanted to chop it up, and we had a lot of stuff happen in the last 4 weeks, call it. We had the Christmas event, the Christmas beans. We're coming up on Beast Mode. What's going on? Good to see you, buddy. We're coming up. Coin Hunt Fest is really getting close now. We got 2 months, less than 2 months until Coin Hunt Fest. I think Marvin's mama said we leave on March 10th. Con man, what's up, bro? Good to see you, buddy. So yeah, I think we leave March 10th on the LA party bus, which is now a confirmed thing. So if you guys have the opportunity, if you're going to Coin Hunt Fest, you want to go with a bunch of other crazy hunters, come into LA. We're leaving March 10th, 10 a.m. You have to contact Marvin's mama, to be honest. But live stream on the party bus, absolutely going to happen, JK. That is absolutely going to happen. I don't know how long I'll keep it up. I don't know what reception is like at different parts, but I mean, of course, we're not going to stream for 4 hours. But yeah, I'll definitely stream some of the party bus shenanigans. I think Hoth messaged me. I'll post it on Discord a little bit later. Something, but I'm super pumped for that. So of course, we have that coming up. The monument that's going to be there. How much resin is going to have, all sorts of stuff. So I'm super pumped for what's coming. We've got a bit of a lull right now with no events, nothing crazy to speak of. But let's go all the way back to the World Cup. I know that was a long time ago and totally out of date, but I just wanted to touch on the World Cup because I thought it was a super fun 24-hour live stream of the fest. That is what Rainstorm plans to do. I don't want to step all over his toes, so I will definitely be streaming different parts of the fest. I don't know what they're going to want, but yeah, JK, yeah, so we'll get back to the fest in a little bit for sure. But France, I mean, that was a hell of a game. Like, we can jump straight to the finals. Argentina, France was absolutely nuts. I was flip-flopping back and forth, France and Argentina. I didn't know who I wanted to wear. Part of me thought that, Mbappe is just, he comes through in the clutch, comes through when it matters in the World Cup, and that he would lead them to victory. And I wasn't convinced that Messi would be able to hold it together for an entire game. Yeah, he did, 100%, JK. He definitely did. But like the night before, I put Argentina on because I was like, I need to put France or Argentina. I need to put one of them. So I put Argentina. And the next morning, I was talking to like my wife, talking to other players, trying to figure out which QB to put. I ended up just leaving Argentina on, and obviously that one worked out for me. We got the World Cup QB, which the World Cup QB was another like scandal in and of itself, the championship blueprint. But just talking about the event in general. So there's a couple of different parts about the event. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the green vaults for footballs. I didn't like it. I didn't like that you could only get them from green vaults. I think that Illusion Weaver was looking to make green vaults more valuable. I don't know, because people have been talking about how green vaults weren't valuable. If you get resources because of the 3-3-3 system, that it really sucks because it's only 250 paint, and whatever low amount of resin. It's like, I don't even know, is it 500 resin? 500 resin, and a teeny tiny chance at a stamp. So I think that it was like because of that he thought, okay, well, we'll make an event where you have to hit green vaults in order to get all of the resources. But man, that just made it stupid expensive, because you were going to either forge up an insane number of keys in order to really take advantage of this, or you were going to have to be like a constant seller on the auction house. The only times that I've had like a bunch of green keys at my disposal is when I've been making either preparing for a leaderboard push or making leaderboard pushes, and that's because I'm selling mass amounts of paint. And that's just annoying. So I'm trying to get 9 green keys at a time, right? That's my strategy when I'm trying to sell stuff in order to get keys. I don't like to get yellow keys from the auction house if I can avoid it, unless I want them for yellow vaults. I do have access to a bunch of yellow vaults, but that's not the norm. So I tend to try and get 9 green keys. I try and sell something that's going to sell for 100 keys, or 110 would be absolutely nice because then you get 99 keys back. But those are the only times that I have a bunch of green keys at my disposal. And I just don't understand how most people were supposed to do that event without forging up a zillion and one keys. The Pat event was way better. It did feel good donating, Hoth, 100%. I did like donating. I thought that was super cool that we were able to play this game, get the QBs, and donate. We donated like $35,000, I think, if memory serves. It was somewhere 35 to 50,000. It was tens of thousands of dollars. Like that was incredible. That felt good. You did not have to hit the green vaults because chopsticks did drop from blue vaults. They were just really rare. So you had to grind the crap out of blue vaults if you were going to rely on those only. And that's exactly what I think they should have done for the World Cup event. You could make it so that you did realistically need to hit at least a few green vaults in order to supplement your, the footballs that you would get from blue vaults. But you should have been able to get some, in my opinion. You should have been able to get some from blue vaults. I don't know what it was like at the beginning. It was something crazy. I think it was 100, 250, or 500 that it could drop, and then they just upped it to like 250 or 500 because people were like, this is nuts. Like I'm not gonna have enough to print multiples of these World Cup QBs. So they upped it to 250 or 500, which is where I think it pretty much stuck. And that was just really low, really hard. It prevented me from going and hitting a bunch of those green vaults. Yeah, exactly. It's not sustainable for it. That's a good point, Beast Mode, because you have to drive so far in order to hit a bunch of green vaults. Like there's only, I don't even know, a couple of places. I assume that like the Vancouver Hunters, or at least Manel and Gia, they must have had a significant amount of green vaults that they could walk to. But I certainly couldn't do it. And I'm in LA, we've got lots of green vaults, but they're spread out. Like I can only walk to 2. And if I walk a really long ways, I suppose I could walk to 5, but that would be a very, very long walk. JK. Yeah, that's a lot of green vaults within a 15-minute walk. So that's like where I think like almost nobody has that. Like you got to be very lucky to have that. I'm in a dense area, but we don't have those green vaults. So I really think that one was just a learning experience. Hopefully they take that, and in the next event that they do kind of in that same vein, you have the ability to grind out some of the resources from blue vaults, because it was just so expensive. Yeah, Hoth, 100%. I can't believe JK has 5 within 15 minutes. That is nuts, man. I would be broke because I'd always be hitting those. But yeah, hopefully next time they have some blue vault options to get, because if it was like 250 and 500, call it 50 or even 25 footballs per blue vault, where you have to grind the crap out of it, something like that. Make it so that you kind of have to hit some green vaults, but so that you don't have to spend thousands of keys, because I feel like people spent probably thousands of keys up forging, because let's be honest, you weren't getting 100% right on the green vaults. You're gonna miss a few green vaults, even if you're really good. I'm not. You're probably getting 4 out of 5 right, so you were spending an ass load of keys to try and get the footballs required. Maybe not required, but as many as you would want to print a significant number of those blueprints. So hopefully they'll clean that up next time. But in general, though, I thought, what a fun format. What a really cool format to be able to, put the QB on that you thought was going to win. It's kind of like some quasi betting. And man, did it make the World Cup even more exciting than it already was. I thought it was a pretty incredible World Cup. I didn't get to participate nearly as much for the reasons of A, the green vault requirement to get the footballs. I just didn't want to grind them out that much, and B, I couldn't watch the games. I only watched a couple of games live before the semifinals. So the semifinals I watched live, and the finals, of course, I watched live because that's on a weekend. Yeah, the Super Bowl, I can't wait for the next whatever they do. That would be really cool if they did it for the Super Bowl. Oh my God, JK, you watched them all? That's what could happen, because this thing was so good. It made you want to watch the game so much. I don't know if you were already a soccer fan, JK. I'm a soccer fan, definitely a World Cup fan, so I would have watched it regardless. But this just added another dimension, and I have certainly never been as pumped up for a soccer game as I was for that Argentina-France final. I was just going nuts. Of course, it was an amazing game too, but because of the QBs on the line, the crystal keys on the line, the contest boxes on the line, I was just going crazy, and it was so much fun. Was really high quality. What was high quality? Just the games. Yeah, the games were great. I mean, even the semis and everything. It was a great World Cup, and just a really terrific format that I think all of us really loved the format. Yes, 100% beast mode. If you got lucky and you guessed pretty much all of the late games, the quarterfinal, semifinal games, and the final, you got so many crystal keys. I think you got 200. No, you got what? 50 per semifinal game, I think, and then 100. Is that right for the final? And then I think it was 10 for the quarterfinals. But the quarterfinals, those were tough because you had Croatia win and Morocco win, which I don't think anybody except for the people that didn't have Brazil or oh my gosh, who did Morocco beat? Portugal. If you didn't have Brazil or Portugal, I think you might have worn Morocco or Croatia, but other than that, I don't think many people got those ones right. But it was awesome. So I can't wait for them to do another one. I don't know when they're gonna do that. Whether that's the Super Bowl, that'd be tough because I feel like they would have already started it for the playoffs because that would have been the optimal thing. maybe for the next year's Super Bowl, they might do it. I think that would be fun, and it works out, right? Because it is a one and done game, just like soccer. Unlike baseball or basketball or most other playoff sports, anyways, where it's a series versus just one game. So I think football would be a really good next American football would be a really good next event for them to do that style. For Super Bowl, they need some partnership. I wonder. Yeah, that'd be tough. I don't know if they would if they would be able to do the Super Bowl or the NFL QBs without any kind of copyright or trademark, type of stuff. I don't know. I mean, of course, I wouldn't rat on them, but yeah, they could do the cities. That's probably a good call there, JK. You could just whatever city, create a QB that kind of lines up with that city, and then bam, good to go. That would be a lot of fun. I don't know what other sports they might do. I think basketball is a worldwide sport as well. Argentina has a great basketball team, which you guys may or may not know. So that might be something that they want to do in the future as well. They have the FIBA World Championship. I don't think it's called World Cup, but the World Championship. And that's actually a pretty competitive, thing. I don't think a lot of Americans watch it, but if you've seen the Netflix documentary of the 2012 Olympic team, U.S. basketball Olympic team, where they kind of talked about Kobe a lot. Obviously, it was like a big homage to him. They talked about the FIBA World Championship tournament and how that was a big deal for them to try and ramp up to get that gold medal in the Olympics. So, yeah, I think basketball could be interesting too. Pile of pigskins. I don't have very many pigskins. I was out of town. Actually, I don't even know if I have any, to be honest with you. I might have maybe a few. I was out of town in Toronto during July 4th, so I didn't. What is this? Ooh, I got it. Do I have a bot? Wow. How do I get rid of this guy? Pin this message. I don't know how to get rid of him. Well, whatever. I don't really care. If he starts bothering me, then I'll figure it out, I guess. But, yeah, I was out of town, so I didn't have any. I'm making the big deal. Scam bots, baby. Woo! That's how you know that you have a couple of people watching. Is that you get those scam bots, baby. Play Coin Hunt with. There you go, Hoth. Getting that's the kind of recruiting that I need to develop, because I really suck at recruiting. The only times that I've tried kind of in the streets or whatever, I think I've just freaked people out. They're like, I don't want to talk to you, man. You sound crazy. I'm gonna just back off and walk the other way. 6K footballs, Jesus, that's a lot of footballs, man. I printed one USA QB, and I think that's all I can give for real footballs. Oh man, that would be quite the collection there, Hoth. I haven't watched. I'm queuing it up. I guess maybe I shouldn't say this. You guys might spoil it, but whatever. The Baltimore Cincinnati game. So I've got that one queued up to watch tonight. I watched the New York Giants game. I watched the friggin' Chargers game. That was ridiculous. The Chargers Jacksonville. I don't know if you guys saw that. I don't want to spoil anything. If you haven't seen it and you recorded it, you should watch it. It's crazy. Hopefully you don't already know what happened there. But anyways, coming back, bringing it back to Coin Hunt World. Can't wait for them to. They did. The Bills tried to be the new Chargers. It's messed up, JK. Bringing it back to Coin Hunt World, though, we got. I can't wait for them to do the next version of that event. But the blueprint, oh my God, are people pissed off about the white paint requirement for the blueprint? I do get why people are upset, that you want to be able to earn your, whatever you need to print everything, especially for, guys that hunt a lot, guys or gals that hunt a lot and would have no problem getting the required resources for anything, whether that be during an event or just, hunting throughout the normal times, getting the required paint or resin or whatever it might be, that they just feel like, I want to be able to hunt and get it. And obviously the white paint requirement, I do think it'll be in the AR at some point, Hoth. I absolutely do. I think it might be a little while though. But people are just really upset that they can't hunt that white paint down, and that makes it tough. You have to buy your way to the to print that epic QB. I haven't printed it yet. I have what I need. I just haven't printed it yet. I will be printing it at some point. So 100% JK. So that's kind of where I stand a little bit, JK, on the argument, is that Illusion Weaver has been very clear over the last couple of years. Hey, my cat's in here. Ever since I started, in saying that he wanted the auction house to be a requirement for certain things, that he wanted region-specific resources to be a requirement, and that you were going to have to go into the auction house and you were going to have to pay for them. Now, there's a lot of argument that, there's just not that many white tier players and white paint is just too freaking expensive. And I definitely get that. I get that. Buy it now? Yeah, that would be interesting. Someday I think they will have something like that, Hawk. People keep saying that there's some kind of exploitation that you could do. I don't know. But that would be nice. But I think that it's kind of okay to have this requirement. The white paint requirement, it does suck that you have to buy it, and that it's really expensive because there's only a few white tier players. It remains a nice incentive for white tier players to be able to come in and really just be able to dominate the auction house and make tons of keys, because you can break them down. You make lots of keys. You're moving to the Philippines. Oh man, you can make lots of keys. You buy big lots of resin. You buy big lots of whatever, and then you start selling them so that you're getting green keys and blue keys, and that's semi-helpful. I don't know what the map is like, to be honest, how many blue vaults they have access to, so that one would be interesting to know, how many blue vaults they actually can hit, because obviously they're not getting white keys from the auction house, which is something that I think that they should change over time. I think that if you're in a white tier country, you should be able to get white keys. Like, it's just not, it just doesn't seem fair to me that, we get useful keys to us. Not a bunch, but some. Whereas white tier players don't get any in the auction house. But that imbalance, as imbalanced as it may be for now, hopefully over time, you get more and more white tier countries. I know Jay Holo has talked about the power of the Philippines and how interested they are in crypto gaming. He's talked about the Axie Infinity presence in the Philippines. I think he said something crazy like, before the Axie Infinity hack, there was like 800k players or something, and like over a third of them were from the Philippines, which is nuts. So there's definitely demand for that style. Hey, where did my camera go? Get pro. Uh-oh. Very interesting. I wonder if my I'm back. I might need to upgrade. I'm using my phone as the camera, and I might need to upgrade the app that I'm using. I can't wait to go to the Philippines or Malaysia. So when... Oh man, my video is laggy. Well, let me know if it gets better. Hopefully, maybe it did. When one of them comes out of beta, or both of them go out of beta, I will be on a flight to go there and open up the Purple Vault for sure. Definitely want to go to Malaysia. It's somewhere I've always wanted to go. Oh, good. Video's okay. But I'll go to the Philippines too for sure to open that purple vault. I want to do it. I think it'd be just a great time, be able to meet some of the players there. I don't know anyone from Malaysia. I don't know if any of you guys have talked to any hunters from Malaysia, but there's so freaking few, and there's so rarely a Malaysian stamp. So I know there's not a bunch. So it might be a while before they are out of beta. But the Philippines players, there's a bunch that hop around, and it'd be really cool to meet them all and chop it up with them. I wonder though. I don't know if you guys have ever considered this, that because those players are so freaking rich with red keys, if they may not want to put a purple vault down for them when they come out of beta, because there's never been a situation where the players that are local would have more than enough keys to forge a purple to be able to hit that vault. Before it was always someone would have had to travel there, like Block Boy style, to London in order to open that. In El Salvador, they could not have opened that purple vault to do it. So it'll be very interesting to see if they ever lay down a purple vault in the Philippines, because there will be, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 players. So yeah, it'll be interesting. No events, no Hoth until Coin Hunt Fest comes. There's no events, so there's a little bit of a lull. There's no Chinese New Year. I think that would be the only one in between then in Coin Hunt Fest, or now in Coin Hunt Fest. There's no Hawaii event, right? So we'll see what happens. But I know Illusion Weaver has been saying a lot of dev time is going into Coin Hunt Fest. He gave us like some picture of like a microphone. I don't know. Some people were saying it looked like a microphone or a fly swatter, and then I forget what the other one was, but I couldn't make heads or tails of it. So he wants to give beans, but I have no idea what they are, what those beans that he gave us are, and it doesn't seem like the community is able to put it together. Although when he gave us the beans on the Yellow Vault locations, oh my god, the community came together like freaking Sherlock Holmes figuring out where those vaults were, but or the cranes anyways. That's true, JK. They might do something like that. I wouldn't be too surprised if they honestly did something like that, where it was just like not an event, but a 2-day thing where you log in, hit a couple vaults, and you get the blueprint. I don't think that they would do a QB. I've heard people say in the past that Illusion Weaver doesn't like one-off QBs, but then here we are. We've, of course, the Zodiac are all one-off QBs, and then we got the New Year's 2023 QB, which is now probably my second favorite QB. I think it's a really excellent QB, right behind the 2021 QB, so which I doubt I'll ever own. There was one that went on sale during the VIP Madness, and I really wanted it, but I couldn't get it at the time, and it went for something stupid cheap, compared to what it had been going for. Anyways, it went for under a purple key, which, gosh, I wish I could have gotten that one, but yep, didn't get it. So I guess for me, in conclusion, I'm totally okay with the requirement of the white paint for a blueprint. I understand the frustration in not being able to print and not being able to hunt to get the resources to print, but for me, it's okay. I spent the keys, is what it is, and I will print it at some point. But I understand the frustration. I just think it's okay. So moving along, we got what? Christmas was next, right? I think so. Christmas. I don't know if I enjoyed it quite as much as I did last year, but I still enjoyed the hell out of it. I think, man, people were really upset. I am curious. You know what? I meant to look up. Let's see. Medium article. Oh, shoot. So I wanted to see, did they do a wrap computer. So let's see. The easy way. Did they do a wrap up? Because I wanted to see how many people got the all of the stuff this year versus last year. I know the Nutcracker blueprint was pretty hard to get, and it was less than 300 people that got it. I was lucky. I got it. It didn't take me that many epics because I didn't have time to hit that many epics. I didn't count, but I would say I hit somewhere around 40 or 50 tops, and I would have hit way more than that, but I left the day after Christmas and went to Toronto, and I only hit like 4 epics while I was there. That's where I got the drop, though, was in Toronto. I did get it there, but there were a lot more epics here in LA by the time I left. So I would have definitely hit more, but I got lucky, got the BP, finished the quest. So I am curious, like, what the drop rate was, because I feel like it was hard, really hard, this year versus last year. Because if I remember correctly, the guy that got the biggest clutch last year was around 80 something or 60 something. It was under 100. And this year we have someone like Jenny 808 that hit 172 epics and didn't get the freaking blueprint. So to me, something was screwy with the drop rate. Like, I don't know. He got messed up because there's just no way. The Hawaii Hunters, it took all of them so long. All of them took forever to get that freaking Nutcracker to drop. So to me, it just smells like something was off. You know, I don't know enough of the Vancouver Hunters to know if any of them had bad luck. But I know Manel was talking about how he had hit so many and hadn't got the drop yet. But it wasn't that many. It was nothing compared to 172. It was, like, what, we're looking at 100 and... Or, I think for Manel it was like 40, maybe 50 at the tops. But I think it was something closer to like 40 when he might have finally gotten the drop. So, yeah, it was pretty crazy how some of the hunters in the U.S. were struggling to get that frickin' Nutcracker to fall. And I guess it's funny that I did hit the majority of my epics. Hadn't even thought of this. I hit the majority of my epics in the U.S. here in L.A., but then I went to Toronto, and on my 4th epic or 3rd epic tree, it fell. That's where I got the BP. So, I don't know. But I think something was messed up. I'll open that a little bit later there, JK. The Twitter thing. As I think this computer is hooked up to my personal Twitter, so... But overall, I still think I had a lot of fun. I think it was a cut and paste of the last event, and for the most part, everybody loved the last Christmas event. Everybody loved the Christmas event from 2021, except it took them a few days to get the snow into the game, which I don't quite understand why that took them so long. I had been talking about it for like days or weeks up to the event, like talking about how I loved the snow because in LA we don't get the snow, and I just liked seeing it. So it took them a while, but they got it up there. It was like on Christmas Day, I think, or maybe the day before Christmas, they finally got it up. Let's see what's popping off in Discord here. Oh, that's Rail. The Discord has been quiet lately. I'm sure you guys have all noticed, but I'd say after the QB Air debacle, there was a great drop off in the Discord community, but it might be picking back up a little bit. But anyways, back to Coin Hunt World and the Christmas event. Yeah, so I think in general, LA, in terms of trees, I think we did pretty well. I don't know if we lost any. I don't really think we did. In fact, I think we probably gained a couple, but it's hard to say exactly because, and maybe we didn't, I don't know, because I drove so little in 2021. 2021 Christmas was the only event that I actually drove a little bit for before I got my electric car. Before that, I had a big old V8, and I didn't like driving it around for the game. So that was the only event that I drove around for, and I got the gingerbread in probably under 20 epics, so then I stopped. But yeah, I think in general LA did okay. I think we did okay. Yes, definitely, Hoth. I really hope that the trees turn off when you hit them. This really hit me because on a Friday night, I think it was the first Friday of the event or whatever, Epics had come out, and I was like, okay, here we go. I think there was only 2 in LA at the time. It was mine, and Mom Loves You had put down her Epic shortly after I did mine. So San Diego had a bunch of Epic trees. They had reported 4 Epic trees. So I was like, let's do it. So I drove down to San Diego, and I'm, trying to hit these Epic trees and trying to hit the rare trees. So there was a bunch of rare trees, and I'm unfamiliar with the area, and I'm kind of just circling and doubling back. And that's why it would have been really nice if the trees disappeared after you hit them. Because if you know the area, then you know you hit it or you didn't hit it, right? Because you kind of have your loop. But when you're in a new area filled with trees, I was confused, and I didn't remember if I had hit this tree or that tree. And in fact, at the end, I was like, that's a rare tree. I think I hit it, but let me go back, and I hadn't hit it. So there were at least probably a couple of trees that I missed. So I definitely would like to see them make the trees disappear next year, because I'm probably not the only person that drove to, an area that they're not familiar with that might have had a nice little, forest, and you get confused and you forget which ones you hit because maybe you're like kind of paying attention to the surrounding area or, your navigation or whatever. But, that's why I think that they should definitely add that for next year. And upgrading trees with candy canes, I know that was an idea from Harris, right? She threw that out during the just on Discord. I remember, I was reading and chatting when she mentioned it, and Illusion Weaver liked the idea. So we'll see. Someone threw not the tweet, but the Discord message that he had, saying that candy canes would have. I wasn't seeing the light. Yeah, the lights turn off would be great. I don't know if you meant that they were turning off, Cole, or if they should turn off. That would be great. Any way to just know, okay, I hit this one. And that would be a really cool way, like a very, I don't know, fun thing to do. So I think that's a good idea. But the candy cane stuff, I know Illusion Weaver was a little bit hurt when someone threw that message at him and said, hey, candy canes were supposed to have a use before, this Christmas, and here we don't have one. So I know sometimes he gets a little bit hurt when, I know he's working hard and stuff. And someone mentioned something that he had hoped to get into the game or whatever, and doesn't happen. So I think that we could be a little bit understanding. I know that everyone wished that candy canes had some use. I sold a few before the event started because I was trying to get my purple key, and I sold them for what seems to be a good price probably, but I didn't sell that many. I think I sold 500 because I wanted to keep them. I didn't know what I would need for Christmas, so I didn't want to sell too many, and turns out I should have sold them all. But I think that candy canes to be able to upgrade a tree would be pretty cool. Like, you burn something, you're not actually getting anything, right? You're just getting the ability to change a common tree to a rare tree, or a rare tree to an epic tree. They're not giving you a tree. So I think it's a pretty elegant little solution to a problem that we have in game that is able to burn some resources and make them actually useful. So I thought that was a great idea by Harris. Who segue, like the Coin Hunt crew, I don't think I've really talked about it. I was on one of the episodes. I think those guys are great. I really like the format with the rotating hosts, and it's pretty cool. Of course, Beats is a great podcast host. But I think kind of when Beats isn't there, that Harris kind of takes over, and it's just cool to see, other people, taking the reins on some content like that. So anyways, just a segue, plug those guys. I think they're doing a stellar job over there, and I enjoy listening to them. They actually turned me on to something called the Fountain app, which if you guys don't have it, you should definitely check it out. It's a podcast app, right? You get to listen to your podcasts on there, but they pay you a small amount of Satoshis in order to listen to a podcast. So an hour a day, they'll pay you 1 to 9 sats per minute of listening. So it could go from anywhere from 60 sats to 540 sats if they pay you 9 for 60 minutes. And that would be as much as you can earn in a day. And then you can, at the end, I assume you can export them to your wallet, which I don't know how to do. I haven't checked it out. It's such a tiny amount. Like, of course, I'm not going to export. I think I have like 120 or 150 Satoshis in there. Or you can boost the podcast of the people that you're listening to, or even if you're not listening to them, technically you can still boost it. So for sure, you guys should check it out. If you listen to the Coin Hunt crew, or I think that the Ladies of the Hunt might also do it. Hopefully they're on there. If you listen to them, for sure, do that so that you can donate some Satoshis if you feel generous to their channels, so that they can keep making content, because it takes them a lot of work to do all that stuff. So show some appreciation to those creators. Just a little plug anyways. So where were we? Back to Christmas. I think that, just to kind of sum up, I enjoyed it. I thought that there was a lot to live up to from the previous Christmas being such a new and innovative event. Something that somebody, I forget, in the Discord pointed out to me. Christmas 2021 was like groundbreaking, right? It's the first time there was a quest chain. It was the first time that we had those trees, that we had that type of mechanism in a game. So it introduced a lot of new stuff. And then, fast forward to 2022, and it was the exact same format. And so there wasn't anything new to be like just amazed by. So I guess it's just, to the devs, like, it's hard. You can't rest on your laurels, so to speak. I still really enjoyed it, but I think there is opportunity, of course, to make some new elements, put some new elements in there. So we'll see what they do in the next event, because I don't know when that might be. Hopefully they're really amping up for that one whenever we might get it. Could it be, some event during the summer? I don't know what it might be, because we don't have the Hawaii event, so we'll have to wait and find out. Of course, the Coin Hunt Fest is going to have something, but some random gifts under the trees would be cool. That would be cool. I don't know what they could do. Some little tiny mini. I do think that they have the contest boxes, right? I think that they could make them smaller for certain things. So not saying that the contest box rewards should be smaller all the time, like instead of getting 500 or no 250 fire crystals, you get like 50 or something like that. Not all the time, but just for little things like, some random gifts under a tree. That would be cool. Like, you don't have to give the whole freaking bank, but just a little something. That would be fun. Just a little teaser. And something actually that crept into my mind is that in these other apps where you earn money, you can sometimes pour it back in order to try and earn more money, right? So they have it so that, like, in the Cash Walk app, I think you can spin. You can spend 5 coins. Actually, this might be Winwalk. You can spend 5 coins in order to spin the wheel, and you'll get something back, right? I'm sure the expected value is less than 5 coins. You're gambling, right? But you could win up to like 1,000 coins or something. So it would be cool if you could spend either keys or crystal keys at the beginning of the month to get rid of 333 for like a day or a week or an hour, something. I thought that it just popped in my mind. Totally off track here, but I thought that would be a pretty interesting thing to do. Um, it would be really dastardly if they were like, okay, we're gonna give it to you. You'll get rid of 333, but it's gonna be on a random day. That might be too wicked because, like, oh, what if you have zero free time on that random day that they give it to you and then you spend. But I'm thinking that there has to be a way where you don't just, like, I don't want to say screw them, but like save up keys and just go crazy on that one day so that you're getting like an insane amount of crypto. But I thought that would be a pretty interesting thing to do. Or maybe it's just so you can ramp up resources or something like that. But either way, I was just a thought that popped into my head. So anyways, back to UVs always have a chance. Should always have a chance of what? Of crypto, Cole? I think I'm pretty excited. So what? We have the December surprise. I don't think that the chance of 333 going away was part of the December surprise, right? Yeah. Either crypto or resources. Yeah. I think I follow you, Cole. But so anyways, Illusion Weaver mentioned that we might be getting rid of 333. You choose. Oh. I mean, hey, look, I would be on board with that. But the thing that I've always said about giving players the ability to choose between crypto and resources is a path that I don't see the devs wanting to take, because it's kind of the same thing as asking them, do you want to play the game or do you want us to pay you? And I don't think that they want to just have players that only want to be paid. And I know that we're all here because of the crypto, but I don't think that they want to retain people that are going to only play and get crypto. And honestly, it'd be hard for me. Oh, your UVs only? Oh. Now that would be dope. Oh man, that would be so sweet. I would love that. I mean, it's because, and that's something that's not that expensive, right? I mean, that's only 10 UVs, 20 per day. You know what you're talking. $2 is the maximum if you choose crypto every time. So that's not too much. And I think it's pretty fair, because then you know everyone that plays has the opportunity to get that. So that's pretty cool. I think that would be pretty fun, Cole. And you can even wrap that into, you know, being able to pay for it, so to speak. Like you could do that for like a day or a week or whatever. Oh, baby. Don't get me started on those bot green UVs. Because I am all about those green UVs. I will be buying. I was looking last night for some deals on Google Play gift cards. Couldn't find any, so, you know, there you go. But I will be funding my account with some fiat, with some crystal keys that are purchased with fiat very soon, because Illusion Weaver has said that we're going to be getting those green UVs. I don't know if we can call them green UVs, but the green vault structures very soon. And I think that he said we can purchase multiple, so I don't know. I might purchase a couple. We'll have to see. It's a little bit expensive, but I think it'd be pretty cool. And, you know, I've never purchased some outlandish crypto investment, you know, like Decentraland or Sandbox, whatever. So, you know, $200 versus the kinds of stuff that those guys are plunking down as a speculative investment or whatever isn't that much. So I might do it, you know. Definitely when the bank comes around, even if it's $1,000. If it's $1,000, I'll think about it. But I think I'll still probably do it. I'm just a fool like that. I definitely won't be buying multiples of that though, and I will of course be trying super hard to earn Google Play gift cards so that I don't have to spend my own money in order to do, or I can spend as little of my own money as possible in order to get that. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to those green structures, the green vault structures, to be able to buy it and place it. And then just in case anyone listens, because this is one thing I keep seeing on the Discord, if you live in an area that doesn't have a green vault, you don't have to buy a green vault, okay? Illusion Weaver said that, if you're in that area and you buy a green vault, then, he'll consider putting a green vault down for you, right? But he'll do that regardless. So if you go to the devs and you say, hey, look, there's no green vault. Now, it's got to be a big radius of I think he's said about 20 minutes of drive time. So if you can say there's no green vault within 20 minutes of me, they'll stick one down. So don't think that you have to buy a green vault in order to get one in your town. And on the flip side, if you have a couple green vaults in your area, but you'd like one to be closer, don't expect if you buy one that he'll put one wherever you want it. I think if you have green vaults in your area, I would expect him to say no, you've got one 3 miles or 5 miles away. You can go put your structure there. So just a heads up, A, he can help you out if you really don't have any green vaults, and B, don't buy one expecting that he'll put one down when you have a couple that are kind of in your general area. Oh no! Let me know, Hoth, JK, Cole, if my internet is sucking. It's hard for me to tell. Would I go slightly out of my way to use a green UV? If it's somebody else's, and if it pays them? Okay, thank you, Hoth. Thank you. That's a good question. It depends on how slightly out of my way. If one. So I have 2 green vaults that I walk to semi-regularly. One of them is much farther away than the other one, but I can walk there. I would walk to the other one if it was a UV and I was giving, Marvin's mama or Marvin's house or somebody else. Actually, somebody else just plunked in a couple UVs here. I would go there and I would try and spend my key there to keep more keys flowing in our economy, right? I would do that. It should give us more than a regular. You mean more? Yeah, JK, it's tough. I mean, I'm definitely not doing it as an investment, thinking that the green key kickbacks are going to be worth it, because I barely get. I mean, I get a decent amount, I guess, compared to maybe some people, of key kickbacks off of my vaults. But I'd say 75% of the key kickbacks off my vaults, I'm triggering it. At least 75. So that means that, not a whole lot of other people are hitting my vaults. The Marvins live near me, or at least they hunt near me. But they're not hunting my vaults every day. So yeah, that's the reason I'm doing it, JK, is it's more of an investment in the game. I think that it could be something, that is worth more someday. And so I'm willing to do it. And I think it's a more unique thing than the blueprints, because that is actually generating revenue. They can enhance it going forward, but a green vault is literally kicking green keys back to you. A blueprint doesn't do much. Realistically, 99% of the blueprints out there are key sinks, because you're better off, if you want to make keys off of it, you're better off just selling the resources. So yeah, that would be pretty cool, Hoth, if they did that. I don't know if I see that happening, to be honest with you. I don't know if they want to incentivize people to buy the green vaults any more than they already are. But it might come down to how much demand there is. When rubber meets the road, right, and they list the green vaults for sale, do they fly off the shelves, or is it 10 people that buy them and that's it? So if they don't sell out or sell enough, then they might provide some extra incentive down the road, because I think they probably, if they're gonna sell them, I think it's because they want to. So yeah, that could be something that happens. where they give a little extra incentive if people aren't getting them. Oh, that's a good question, JK. That's a good question. Because I've thought the same thing. Like, which green vault around me would generate the most income. I think both of them suck, to be pretty brutally honest. But one's probably more fruitful than the other. I think I know which one it is, but it would be nice to have the stats to be able to know for certain. I see what you're saying, Hoth. Yeah, that if because you're incentivizing other players to hit that specific green vault as well. I think they did that previously with user vaults, but then they got rid of it, right? I guess because, well, I guess there's still an incentive to hit user vaults over system vaults, of course, because system vaults now only give you 2 cents. So I suppose, just keeping in line with what they've done in the past, a user vault has and always has been better to hit than a blue system vault. So stands to reason that maybe the green vault will also be better to hit than, or the green user vault, if you want to call it that, will be better to hit than a green system vault. So yeah, then that would be cool. That would be very cool. We shall see what happens. I'll be buying mine. I'm curious to know. I'll be upfront with you guys. The reason I'm considering buying 2 is because I want to have one in LA, but then I want to put one in Vegas. So I want to put one there. My only concern is how long will it take to build? Will I need to staff it, or is it just going to be like a current blue vault where user vault where you stick in 100,000 resin or some amount of resin, and JK, I don't know why you said that, but do you mean reduce the system vault payout altogether, or somehow in relation to like specific green user vaults? We'll call them green user vaults for now in this discussion, because that would suck if they reduce the green system vault payouts. I don't think that they would, just because I don't think that they're planning on selling like even hundreds of those green user vaults. I think they're probably looking at selling dozens, maybe up to like 50 would be a good number for them. I can't imagine that there's going to be a whole lot more sold than that, because do you know 50 players that are going to be willing to spend $100 bucks? I don't know. Yeah, I know what you're saying, JK, that they could reduce the system vaults. I think there would have to be enough green user vaults though before that made sense. I know, that's what I'm saying, Hoff. Like, what is JK doing? We got Kata in the house giving us some unpopular opinions, man. You gotta keep this stuff like quiet. Do not give Illusion Weaver any ideas. But it would drive sales of green vaults. That's a great emoji, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that idea there, JK. I gotta be honest with you. You can submit that to okay, for sure in the future, JK, I see it happening. 100%. I eventually see it happening, especially for green vaults, because green vaults have always been the big money maker. If you wanted to have like a big transaction on Thursday when your Uphold account gets the crypto, like, you got to hit lots of green vaults. You're not hitting you're not hitting blue vaults and getting paid lots and lots of crypto. Like, I've hit so many blue vaults before, like when I went hard for the Hawaii event last year. I went hard and I did get a good transfer, but it was not nearly as much as when I have gone for leaderboard pushes in the past and hit lots of green vaults. It was just, there's no contest. Those green vaults add up to so much crypto. So I do see them eventually putting those ones down a little bit. But, you know, I don't want to see that happen. And I don't think that there's any reason to have that happen for a while at least. And yeah, let's that would be really cool. I think if they had extra rewards for green user vaults, that would be something really cool. You know, if it's just maybe even just tweaking the 333 system a little bit. Well, if it's still around, like instead of 333, you have like, I don't know, an 85% chance or an 80% chance of getting crypto instead of the forced resource drop. So, you know, they could mess around with that a little bit just to tinker payouts just a little bit so that you know, more people have a reason to buy those green structures. But we'll see. I think I'm not really sure what they're doing with the green structure. Is it like they're dipping their toes to see how much people are willing to put into the game? But yeah. JK's in the green vault. He's in for the green vault. Okay, so now there might be more than 50 people that are willing to plunk down the money for the green vault. But oh man, if there's an elemental invasion, Hoth, I would love it. I wasn't around for the first one. I don't know if you were. Were you around for the first one, Hoth, or anybody here? I feel like Cole wasn't. But I would be down. I heard it was a brutal event though. Like, I think that there's a lot of rose-colored glasses looking back at that event. People really loved it, but I have heard that it was really tough. And that getting those fire crystals was absolutely brutal. So I don't mind a brutal event, you know, but I think it's I think it's a tough one. So, oh wow, everyone here is an OG basically. I mean, I did not realize you guys were around for that long. It's me and you, Cole. Yeah, I was not here back then. Nowhere near. It was so hard. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Is there was a lot of driving, that those monoliths would spawn super far away from you, so that you were driving a long ways. Whoa! Thank you, Peregrine. I appreciate it, man. That is awesome. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate the subscribe there and your support. Super honored that you used your Prime sub on me. Thank you very much. Hoping to do more of these in the future if you guys like them. So yeah, you rage. Oh, so you have a fire BP? Wait, JK, do you have a fire BP or did you sell that? Oh my lord, I did not know that you had ever had the fire BP, because that is one rare blueprint. Oh my god. Oh, JK, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, bud. Thank you. Oh man. The fire blueprint is definitely, the fire dragon blueprint is one that, or no, the fire blueprint I should say is one that I really would like to have. I think all of the elemental QBs are super cool. I think in terms of like the early designs, those were the coolest ones, because the early designs were, you know, let's be real here, they were a bit rough around the edges, but the air QB, he's so cool. When I first started, I was like, oh man, that must be an epic, because it looks so cool, you know. It's got the tornado going and stuff, but those elemental QBs are awesome. I own none of them. I don't own any of the blueprints. I don't own any of the... Wow, Cole, thanks, man. Thank you guys all so much. I appreciate it. Oh man, you guys are the best. Thanks for supporting me. Plan on doing this more in the future. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys a lot. Means a lot. Yeah, so I love the elemental QBs. I gotta buy them. I'm not a huge, you know, like buyer in the auction house. It's hard for me. I want to earn them somehow, even though I know I can't. So it's hard for me to buy stuff in the auction house unless I need it to print. But yeah, they are super well done, and the fire elemental, like that is a like super OG like bragging. You got some big bragging rights having that fire elemental BP because it's super rare. Um, and yeah, I know that everyone wants to have that. Thanks, Cole. Appreciate it, bud. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting up there into Oregon and hunting with all those great Oregon hunters. It was so cool seeing your epic tree on the map because I checked out Oregon to see, and like I know you had plunked it down day one, but then of course with the big storm, I think people from Portland weren't able to get out to your tree, so it wasn't hit as often as it should have been. But anyways, it was fun to see that one plunked down there, and I think Sam4296 from the Discord also in Delaware, he had his epic day one as well. So yeah, really cool. But yeah, don't tempt me with that. Who was that? Hoth? Is that you that said it? Man, I would love for them to do another elemental event. What does this thing do? Oh my god, that would be so crazy. I know they've talked about it in general with like other countries having the elemental invasion. But I think you could have some type, obviously there's not more elements, but you could have something elemental, in the US and Canada, North America in general. It doesn't have to be the air and the water and all those guys. The only epic for 4 or 5 days. It was so brutal to get that epic tree up, Cole. Dude, I grinded, man. I grinded. I was for a few days, I was driving 7 hours after work to hit all of the rare trees around me, which it was like a huge pain in the ass, but it wasn't actually that much distance I was covering, but that's LA for you. But yeah, those epic trees were such a pain. Oh, JK, my man, thank you. Oh, so he was talking about supercharged elemental invasion event. Now we're talking, baby. I don't know what that could mean, but I like it. That would be a good one in my books because I missed out on that one. I missed out on so many events because when I first started in November 2021, I wasn't driving, so I joined for the Halloween event, but I didn't really play it. So. Sand QB, there you go. Sands of Time, something like that. Oh man, you know what? Oh, I don't know why. Just thank you, JK. I appreciate it, man. Oh, and in case anyone is bored ever, there's something called Twitch RPG, where you can fill out eventually. Like they come out very slowly, but they give you the bits for filling out like a crazy short survey. It says that the survey takes like 5 minutes. Usually there are 4 questions and it takes you about 30 seconds. So I signed up to be able to give bits to other creators. I haven't earned that many. I think I've earned only like 300 or 400, but in case you're bored one day, you can sign up Twitch RPG. But the Sand Cube got me thinking like, I don't know, what are the 7 wonders of the world? That would be pretty cool, right? Like you could have like a pyramid QB or pharaoh QB, something, whatever the... Gosh, I'm going to sound like a total idiot, but I don't know what the 7 wonders... I know that there's the pyramids and the Niagara Falls and then other stuff. I don't know. So that would be pretty cool. But yeah, there's a lot of cool QB themes that they could do for a supercharged elemental invasion. So yeah, but you're on the right track there with some kind of sand QB. That would be dope. There's... What else could we do? I don't know, something to do with the sea rather than just straight up water. You could go with like a Poseidon QB. That'd be pretty dope. Oh man, something like that. But yeah, I would love to have an elemental invasion. I like all the community based ones, but it's tough though because the community based events can sometimes alienate the rural hunters that we have. Like, oh man, I feel so bad for Mo Spinach. Mo, he's such a funny guy. Like, love chopping it up with him in Steam QB. Love chopping it up with him in the Discord, and yet he's been discouraged and not having a good time on in the game because it's so hard as a rural player. So sometimes it's tough balancing act for the devs. Like community-based events are obviously really tough for rural hunters. So I don't know, but I think that an ocean-themed event would be really cool. I would love that, to have some more like fish-oriented QBs in there, and also throw in maybe some stuff like Poseidon, but like a surfer QB. Oh, actually, no, we already have that. Surf QB is the Bitcoin Beach QB, right? So I don't know. We could get like a body surfer. But yeah, I definitely hope they come up with more unique events as well, Hoth, because while it's fun to have the same event kind of over and over, like I don't want them to get rid of Christmas. Christmas is my favorite holiday, so I always want there to be a Christmas event. And I feel like Christmas and Halloween, you kind of have to have an event for that kind of thing. But, for Lunar New Year, Chinese New Year, you don't have to have one every year. The Hawaii event, we could change that up. But JK, like I hate to say that I agree with you on that point. So like, favoring city players over rural players. Look, I think they need to, I don't want to say cater, but there needs to be a focus, right? And, to get users, generally those users are going to be in the city, and it's easier to get users in a city where there's lots of user vaults and more opportunity to get, to interact with events, and more opportunity to make crypto by opening user vaults. Because like, even if you have one user vault farm in your area, if you have several, like it just makes it easier so that at any point in your day you can open your Coin Hunt app and get a user vault or two, right? So it makes it easier. You don't have to specifically every day go to the same place. So I definitely think that I agree with you there, JK. I think it's hard to focus on the rural players. I don't want to like abandon them or anything, but I feel like there's got to be a focus somewhere. But yeah, I'm down for an ocean themed event. Obviously, I live here at the beach, so I love the ocean. But there's all sorts of like different environmental. I mean, we have a yellow vault at. I love Harris. Harris the best. She's my favorite Cornhusker. Shout out to Harris. I already gave her a shout out for doing a great job hosting when Beats isn't there. The Coin Hunt Crew, which is a great podcast. I'm sure you guys all listen to it. But I usually hit Portland for a period of time. You got to go to Portland for events. You have to go into wherever the vaults are, right? Even I'm like driving all over LA to hit the different like hotspots we have for vaults. But what I was gonna say though is that we could do other outdoor themed events like national parks. I don't know. We have several cranes at national parks, so it'd be pretty cool to have something around parks. I don't know, or just at least the QBs themed around like national parks like Yosemite, or some of the stuff in like Utah or Arizona, or because I think Arizona is where I drove, and there's one in the national park there. But yeah, lots of good ideas for events. There's lots of good events that could be made. A gem event. Oh, that would be cool. Where you collect different like emeralds, rubies, make different jewel QBs. I like that. That's a good idea, huh? See, this is the kind of stuff. This is the reason that Illusion Weaver needs to tune into these things and give us some beans on what's going on in Coin Hunt Fest. But yeah. Oh, JK, you have no idea. Like I am very impressed. I am super impressed that this game is still alive and kicking. There's still so much passion behind the developers in making it. And look, I'm gonna comment just briefly on Cuckoo Puffs and his like absence in the Discord. When I first started, Cuckoo Puffs didn't comment a lot in the Discord, but I think that part of the reason that he hasn't been commenting is that there was just a lot of blowback from QB Air, and I think that he's just trying to take a step back and let the game kind of recover. Peregrine, yeah, that's it, it's a tough one. I don't know. I mean, I know there has to be a focus, so it just it's tough. It's a really tough one. No one wants to alienate rural players. I say that straight up, but oh, Hoth, the safari event, that would be cool. Some lions. What else do we have? Giraffes, rhinos, hippos, crocodiles. I mean, you don't want to come face to face with the hippo. That's for damn sure, right? That's supposed to be the most dangerous animal in the world, I think, right? Is the hippo. So that would be a pretty cool one. I want to go on a real life safari. I want to go to Africa. My wife's aunt and uncle, they went on a safari recently, and some of her cousins, they went on a safari. That would be. They showed some pictures. Oh my God, her uncle stuck his head out, and he has the camera with him, and there was a freaking lion there. Like, it's hard to tell perspective, right? But looked like it was maybe 4 or 5 feet away, and I'm like, ooh, doesn't seem very wise, but all right, man. So, safari event would be super cool. I like a lot of these ideas, honestly. There's so many different things, and I think by getting rid of the Hawaii event, the Chinese New Year event, I think it really frees them up to create some new ones. Because at this point, like, I think the only new one they've been kind of focusing on has been the anniversary event, right? Because we had QB Air, and then that was the Elemental last year. So I think for the anniversary, they try and like create a new one. So I think it would be cool to have a couple of new ones. And if that means that like the Halloween event or the Christmas event can't happen because they don't have enough time to be able to develop a new event on top of, also refining and, making sure that they do like the Halloween and Christmas events, then, take one out. Like, I don't know, of course, Halloween. No, I'm just kidding. Whichever one, they might want to. But I think new events keep people more engaged because you don't quite know what to expect, like, even just from a practical perspective, like, how many different Halloween QBs can there be before it kind of gets stale? How many different, Christmas QBs can there be before it gets a little bit stale? I know, huh? The reason I joked about this because I like Ladies of the Hunt too. They're not Christmas fans, or at least I know Corkio's not, and I think Marvin's mom is a huge Halloween fan, so that's why I joke about getting rid of the Halloween one instead of Christmas. But Hawaii event for sure they've said is not happening this year, and it sounded, if I remember correctly, it sounded like it would be retired for a few years at the very least. And I know I think Hawaii has a special place in Bill's heart, and I think that's part of why that they've had so much Hawaii stuff, which is totally fine. Guy's the benefactor, right? So, but I think it's a good idea to have new events, not necessarily where it's themed for a state or a city or whatever, but just new events in general. So I'm looking forward to the stuff that they're going to be able to do by not having the Chinese New Year and the Hawaii event. I'm really hoping that they can have at least one event, and that all of that time that they're saving is not going into just Coin Hunt Fest, because I can see that being a little bit of a risk where like all of that time is going into Coin Hunt Fest, and that they're not going to have another event until, after Hawaii, the next event isn't until anniversary in September, right? So hopefully there's something in between Coin Hunt Fest and the anniversary event, because I could see a small risk of them not having something, but we shall see. Hawaii, yeah. So, but I'm so looking forward to Coin Hunt Fest. I probably skipped over some stuff that I wanted to mention, but I mean, we talked about the green vaults, we talked about Christmas, talked about the blueprint, the Christmas or the World Cup blueprint. So I guess we talked about all the stuff that I meant to in between now and Coin Hunt Fest. But yeah, I cannot wait for Coin Hunt Fest. Staple event? Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Then the rest are random. Yeah. Just no chair shots. Okay, now that makes sense. I saw the just no chair shots comment before I read the one above that, JK, and I was like, I don't fully understand. And by fully understand, I mean I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. But it makes more sense now with the WWE thing. So, yeah, I think that's a good way of looking at it, JK. That there should be like a staple event, and yeah, lots of stuff that gives them creative freedom and not just the freedom for them, but I think keeping things fresh for the users, because I think we saw this year with Halloween being a complete replica and Christmas being a complete replica that people they want some change. They want newness. They want, elements that they're not familiar with, to be able to keep them fully engaged. Because Halloween for me was pretty much new, because I did not play last year. But if you had, some people were like, I don't know. So QB Air was a blast. I think that of course the blimp was the single greatest mechanic that Coin Hunt has introduced. Obviously, it had massive problems, but they are very solvable. I mean, they're very, very solvable. I think that QB Air was great for content creators. Like when I streamed it, it was so much fun. I streamed it. I was nervous as hell. Like the chat, everybody, was so engaged. They wanted to see what was happening. They wanted to see the questions, and it was just a blast. I watched RIP Logic Troll, and he did it. He was in his living room with his girlfriend there, and that was a lot of fun. So I think that was the single greatest mechanism that they've introduced, and then they just blew it up and haven't really talked about bringing it back. And I understand that, the payments were just so out of whack, and it was, to me, when I went through it and I got my great on the red, I was like, that was too easy. Like, that was so easy. But you don't have, you can make it so that the top payout is a yellow. And I thought that was actually a fantastic idea, when someone said that, just make it a yellow vault so that basically it's a floating yellow, and that, everyone has access to it at least once a week or once every 2 weeks or once a month, whatever you want it to be, and I think that would be tremendous. So if you could give it so that people that don't have access to yellow vaults, or it's difficult to access yellow vaults, then they have access. So, oh man, yeah, Cole, the community for me made Halloween, so I could touch on that a little bit, because there's community involved in the Christmas event. Obviously, organization is key in making your forest and trying to make things accessible, for everybody. But Halloween is special because there's a huge advantage to walking around in one small group, so that all of the epic cauldrons, so that all the cauldrons spawn in one small area. So being able to interact with you guys, that was the most fun. Cole, that was the first time I met Marvin's mama. That was the first time I met any other hunters except for Conman. Conman and I had met up. I drove him around LA, and he hit some yellow vaults. So, but besides Conman, that was the first time I had met any other hunters, and I was so grateful, Cole, that you hit me up and you were like, yeah, let's hunt, because I wasn't sure who I was gonna hunt with. I wasn't able to wrangle up the hunters into a plan yet. No one seemed to want to commit to hunting on any particular day. And so when you said, yeah, I'm down, let's hunt on Monday after reset, I was like, yes, let's do it. Finally, I can, meet another hunter and have a great time, go around walking. And then we met up with Marvin's mama, and we got our, our beers and stuff, and that was just awesome. And that Halloween event was definitely a special event for me to meet up with the hunters and to just have such an incredible time. And that's why I know that Coin Hunt Fest is going to be freaking amazing, because having a great time with you guys hunting in Halloween, Coin Hunt Fest is going to be obviously that times a million because there's just gonna be so many hunters there, so much energy, so many things to do. So yeah, I can't wait for that. And I think that they need to involve more of a group hunting mechanic where you actually meet up in person. They need to integrate that into other events somehow as well. Because Christmas does not require that. Like no other event requires it besides Halloween. So I think just having it once a year is not enough, because like once a year for whatever, a week, like that's just not enough. It needs to be, I don't know, a couple events at least, where there's some kind of advantage gained by being hunting in a group together. So I don't know how they do that, but anyways, I thought that was just awesome. So yeah, thanks Cole for coming down, making it an excellent Halloween event. So I guess, yeah, circling back, Coin Hunt Fest is going to be awesome. I'm definitely going to be streaming the party bus. I'll stream as much as I can. Getting on. We have a good group so far. I think there's 10 people going on the party bus, so we're looking good there. I don't know what kind of party bus we're looking at, but yeah, we got some people traveling from all over. A couple people from freaking the England that are going to be jumping on that party bus. We got Hayes is going to be jumping on the party bus, so it's going to be lit for sure. Yes, JK, that is another thing that I think... So that was horrible that storm just swept across North America during the Christmas event. Like, that was such terrible luck that we had this, like, insane storm bringing terrible amounts of snow and cold to huge swaths of Canada and USA. Like, it was crazy. So I think that was terrible, but at the same time, like, it does show that they're, with the walking mechanics. You got 2 rooms? You should you better go, Cole. Like, I mean, you could I have a VIP. I don't think my wife's going, so I don't know if I'm allowed like a guest. I don't really know. I was actually gonna ask that today on the Discord. But yeah, so what I was saying is that they have to take that into consideration, that there's so many players that are not able to walk around as much, and maybe you could argue that really you shouldn't be like out there when it's like a blizzard and snowing and minus a billion degrees. Yeah, because I saw different streams. I think JK, you were one of them, where I was just like, oh my god, it's so cold. Like that's crazy. You guys are nuts. I had some rain the last few days, and I was like hunkered down, like, all right, well, I'm gonna do what I can, but the rain is really pounding me down. So, Hoth, get out of here. You and your South Florida, get out of here. Oh man, yeah, but I'm one to talk. I think I was pretty similar. Like, we didn't have much of a cold spell, obviously, in Southern California. Heck yeah, Cole. Now we're talking. Party room, baby. I like it. Yeah, it's gonna be a wicked Coin Hunt Fest. That's for sure. That is for sure. So Hoth and JK, are you guys going? Are you gonna be able to make it? I know Hoth, you've like talked about it back and forth. I don't know if you were gonna be able to go. JK, I don't know if I remember you talking about it as much. But hopefully you guys can make it. If not, I mean, I know it's a crazy ask, like getting all the way to Vegas for for a game. It's so bonkers that any of us are really doing this. Like, when you think about the things that people have done to play this game, it's pretty crazy. Like, I mean, when I was on the plane going to Hawaii, I was like, what am I doing? This is so crazy. Like, you just sit back and reflect, and you're like, this is all for a game. It's so freaking nuts. But, oh, man. Oh, yeah, the old wife, man. Dude, there you go. 10 years. It's your 10-year anniversary. That's exactly when you want to do something like that. You got to get back to Sin City on a 10-year anniversary like that. It is absolutely a sign, JK. And you got Cole, myself here telling you that you need to get out there and make sure you get to Vegas. So I'd be happy if I saw you out there, man. That'd be great. But yeah, it's gonna be an excellent Coin Hunt Fest. I can't wait. Can't wait to stream. Can't wait to meet Rainstorm, and maybe I'll slip into one of his streams. I love a good Friday night stream with Rainstorm. I was super disappointed that his stream was canceled on Friday, so that was disappointing. But Hoth, the significant others are killing us. Oh man, I don't think like I said, I don't think my wife's gonna go. She's just like, no, you go, you do your thing, whatever. So I'll fly down, no hotel, party the whole. Oh my god, yeah, the hell you're leaving. Yeah, I know, you're like, no, it's great, I'm gonna go party the whole time, I won't spend any money though, like, don't worry about it, but you gotta take care of the kids. Like, oh. 800 for the weekend at Resorts World. So that's okay, because you can still get a GA if you buy the Resorts World for the weekend. So yeah, it's expensive, man. Oh Jesus, yeah, it is definitely expensive. JK, thanks for joining me, man. Great talking to you. Thank you so much for the subscription. Really appreciate it. Take it easy. Happy hunting out there. Hopefully you get a happy hour. I know this one hit already today, but hopefully you're up there for the next one. Been great chopping it up with you. But yeah, I that freaking Resorts World is expensive. Hopefully it's a nice place. I had no idea. I'd never heard of Resorts World. I'm not like a Vegas person, but I hadn't heard of it. It seems like it's supposed to be a nice place, but yeah, that's a hell of a expense for the game, dude. Oh man. So I assume you weren't playing for Bitcoin Miami then, Hoth, when the first Purple Vault went live, because no one hit that, obviously. No one had the keys. That was in 2020, right? Sometime in 2020. But that would be cool. I would love. I've never been to Miami. I've always wanted to go. I would be down. I would definitely be going to Coin Hunt Fest to visit Miami. Hayes had a little inside scoop so he said that he was going to be going to the UK. I think it was sometime this year, and Cuckoo Puffs told him like to hold off on certain plans or something. So Hayes was thinking that maybe the next Coin Hunt Fest will be in the UK, but we'll see. Oh yes, I have heard of the famous Green Key booths. Oh my gosh. South Beach would be so crazy, man. South Beach. I got my tonal in the background. That's what I've been hitting the crap out of that thing. To get in shape, But my wife makes me look bad on it sometimes. I'm like, oh my god, how do you have so much energy? But yeah. I don't. No one knows, Cole, where the next Coin Hunt Fest might be. I suspect it will not be in the U.S. But at the same time, it's tough because, like, the devs are in the Well, actually, I mean, I don't know the devs. So, like, I mean, I know Illusion Weaver and Renee are in Las Vegas, but like, are all of the devs in the U.S.? I don't know. So, because I'm thinking that the Coin Hunt developers don't want Coin Hunt Fest to be a massive expense for them, right? So they don't want to be like, okay, we're gonna have to expense all of your flights to wherever it's going to be or whatever. So like, I don't know, it'd be tough, but yeah, the UK would be pretty cool, obviously, like London, but yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, Cole, is that Canada, being such a huge part of Coin Hunt World, would be a kind of obvious selection for the next location. But and then Japan. Oh my gosh. Well, to be fair, Hoth, like, I think from Florida, is the UK that much farther than Vegas? Because you got, like, you're over here in Florida, and then you got Vegas, and then UK over there. I don't know. Japan is a place that I want to go to. That would be a hell of a travel, though, to get all the way out there for a Coin Hunt Fest. They gotta get all of the exports into the rest of the countries that don't have it, I think, before we can get into Japan hunting, I think, right? I think that's what they've said in the past. They need to get the exports. Although, someone brought up this thing that I hadn't thought of, which is, So for the gift cards, are they going to count that as being able to export? So because they had mentioned that they don't want to expand into new countries until they have exports in the existing countries. Are they going to count the ability to buy gift cards as exporting? Obviously, you can't export the crypto, but you can convert it into something that you can spend in real life. So you lived in Japan? What? Cole, freaking, you're everywhere, man. Oh wait, no, you may have mentioned that to me. Yeah, I think you did. That's so cool, man. Globetrotter. I mean, you showed me that map of your, travels amongst the U.S. This is crazy, man. Jealous. It is jealous. I got my Starbucks with my Kevo logo. I'm sure you guys all saw that. Wow, that's a lot of coffee I spilled. I'm sure you guys all saw that Kevo Strings Starbucks QB. Man, the guy's a genius. So good at making QBs. They should definitely hire him for at least like a one-off, like on a contract basis to do a QB. Yeah. You know what I need to do though? What I've been wanting to do is getting a one-off Toasties plushie. Like we have the QB plushies. I want to get a Toasties one. So yes, Hoth. I have seen 7-Elevens in Japan, like on YouTube, of course, probably, or you've seen them, and they look so awesome. I'm like, how does a 7-Eleven look so much better? There's so many things in Japan that like are just so surreal that I want to go like and experience there. Like just all of the crazy vending machines that they have. We have nothing. Like I was amazed when we finally got tap available on a vending machine, and like these guys are serving full hot meals out of vending machines. I'm like, what? So I need to get some I need to get some Toasties emotes. Maybe I'll try and figure out how to do that later today, because I don't really know how to do that. But yeah, I'll have to get in on that. I have the one I could give. I don't know if I've given it to you guys. Hopefully I have. But yeah, I would love to get out to Japan, and it'd be great if I could get out to Japan and do some hunting out there. That would be incredible. But let's see. How long have we been going? Woo! Hour and a half. What time is it? Ooh, 3 o'clock. All right. Let's see. Before I sign off here, I'm going to just try and think if there's anything else that I wanted to touch on. I don't think so. Let me look at the Medium articles. I'll have to look, and maybe I'll just talk about it in Discord, but like I wanted to see how many trees were planted this year versus last year. I couldn't find the Medium article from 2021 when I looked. There are 240 nutcrackers. Wow, so few. That's about the same as the gingerbread that dropped the year before. Let's see. Donald Duck, of course, freaking Vancouver just crushed it. Jay Holo, the famous Filipino hunter, killing it as usual. But yeah, I think that was it for what I wanted to cover here. Just a big catch-up episode. It's been so long since I've chopped it up with you guys. Did Coin Hunt World Leaks come out with? Was there anything else? What did they do? I had heard something. I'm totally unaware of what went down. Coin World Leaks. That's a shoot. That's a Twitter, right? It's a Twitter handle. Did they get banned? No. Because I know Illusion Weaver was like not happy about something. He was talking with Crypto Nerd. Let's see. Do you guys fill me in? No Coin Hunt World Leaks? Well, I'll have to do some digging on that one. And oh yeah, Cole, I can't recommend the tonal enough. Freaking amazing. If you do end up getting one, I do actually. I want to like start a. All right, fuck it, let's just click it. Oh, what in the world is that? Oh, wow. January 12th, so that was a few days ago. Wow, wow, wow. Could it be the monument for the Vegas event? Oh. Interesting. I don't know what that could be. I have no idea what that could be. Yeah. It certainly looks like it's an HQ skin. I don't think that there's any way that this is like monument related, because we have monuments and there's no blueprints for anything monument related, right? It's definitely an HQ skin, so I guess it could be an HQ skin from from something you get as part of the whatever quest they have in Vegas. But yeah, I mean Treasure Island, I suppose, would be the only thing that makes sense to me. But wouldn't that be cool if they had a partnership with Treasure Island? That would be, because like I want them to have revenue, right? And so if they have some type of partnership, that would be so dope. Like if they need me to go and buy drinks at Treasure Island, I'll go and get drunk there all night long. Like, it is way early, Hoth, to me, for them to have the anything Coin Hunt Fest in the API. I don't know why they would want to have it in there, because they know people look at it. They know the wiki team looks at it. And if the wiki team can look at it, anybody could look at it, right? So I don't know why they would have it so early. But the fact that Illusion Weaver was so upset by this leak, definitely, if you need the Pirate QB to use. Oh, yes, that would be so cool if somehow this interacted with the Pirate QB, which is the only one that I have. I don't have the Shark QB. I could never afford the Shark when it came out, the blueprint, so I don't have the blueprint and I don't have the QB. But maybe I'll have to buy it just in case. I don't know. But that would be really cool if it was somehow, he got upset with Crypto Nerd Hoth, and I think it was over this. He said no more spoilers. I don't know who Coin Hunt World Leaks is, but he in the off topic, I think this is what Crypto Nerd was talking about, and he being Illusion Weaver said no more spoilers. So yeah, I don't think he meant for this one to leak. I don't think. But I could be wrong. And maybe he's fake mad to hype it up even more. That would be like the big meta play, right? So I don't know. I always love when they have like a gold background, though. I'm down for the gold background on the. Hey, I think my camera stopped again, huh? Freaking camera. Turn that back on. How do I? Do. Alrighty. Okay. Well, I'm kind of in the way now, aren't I? Oops. Well, anyways, you guys could still see it. You saw it for a while, but yeah, I like when they have the gold background on because they have the World Cup QB blueprint on a gold background. It just makes it look cool. Also reminds me of the OG blueprint, which I probably will never own because it's so friggin' expensive. But yeah. Was that from last year, Hoth? Because those numbers look slightly different. $44.30. Oopsie. Ooh. Okay, so we had a lot more epic trees. That's actually great news that we had that many more epic trees. The common trees being the same is not so great because we had so many common trees. Like Marvin's house planted like 6, I think. So that's not exactly promising that there was that many common trees, like almost the same amount really. But the fact that there were that many more epic trees, I'm hoping is a good sign that there were a lot more serious hunters. Yeah, more access, and hopefully just more serious people grinding it out to be able to get it. Because, let's see who the unluckiest hunter it was. So, okay, so for this one, the unluckiest, 137 for Jenny 808. Okay, and the unluckiest hunter, only C62. Only 62. Isn't that crazy? How much harder it was to hit the blueprint this year than it was last year. Oh wow, look at that. First to print the elf. Mom loves you. Mutiny. I did not remember that Mutiny was the first to finish everything. That's crazy. There we go. Oh my god, and look at that. I did not know that Harris was the first to print a freaking common tree last year, or build it. Pretty cool. But 362 ginger. Wow, that's more than I thought. Man, I thought it was rarer than that. So wow, it was way harder. We had more than twice as many epic trees this year, and we had way less blueprints spit out of it. That's crazy. I wonder why they made it so much harder this year. That is very fascinating. Oh, and I didn't even see who it was, or I didn't look, I guess, for the unluckiest hunter. Who was unluckiest? 2 people, Milk and Honey and Bitsurk. But at 62 versus 137. So quite different there. I don't know what they did to mess with the drop rate, but I definitely think that something went wrong. Hoth has become the Grinch, or what do they keep calling it? I guess it's the non-copyrighted version of the Grinch. I had never heard of it, so I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, Cole, I know getting, I honestly did not think I was going to get it. When I left LA without the Epic, I was like, I can't see how I'm going to get it. And then things transpired in Canada that made it like even less likely for me that I thought I was going to get the Epic, and then it fell. So, yeah, we need the Grinch QB for sure. But I think that guy would be copywritten. But there's some kind of Grinch that's like copyright free. Basically just a guy that hates Christmas. Well, look it up later, whatever. But let's see, what time is it? 3:04. Ooh, we've been going, baby. I'll put this up onto YouTube, I think, and maybe try. Oh my, what did I just do? And maybe try and get it up on that Fountain app so that folks can listen to this while they hunt. I missed happy hour. I think it was sometime at like midnight. But wow, thank you, Cole. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know that it can be really rough when you don't get it. For Chinese New Year, it's last year. I was so upset that I couldn't get the resources to print the Yellow Dragon that I sold my Yellow Dragon blueprint, which I regret now at this point. I can't believe I was so upset that I sold the blueprint. But I did, and I got 700 or so keys for it. What a dummy. But I think I'm going to call it here, guys. It's been a blast talking to you. Thank you so much for all the support. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys had a good time in here with me. And, if any of you that are listening are not following me on Twitch or on Conman. You got it. Good to see you in here. Thanks so much for listening. If you're not following me on Twitch, give me a follow there. On YouTube, I post lots of shorts to YouTube to keep you up to date on all my shenanigans hunting around wherever I'm hunting. And I'll be putting this up, I think, on podcast platforms. I don't know how to do that yet, but I will get it done. And if you have a Amazon Prime account, just to let you know, you do have a free subscription which provides content creators with a little bit of actual money income. You get one free subscription for a Twitch content creator every month. So like I go in and I'll give my subscription to one of the Coin Hunt content creators every month, and you can do the same. So check that out if you ever feel so inclined. You can subscribe to me, but there's lots of great Coin Hunt World creators out there, so you can subscribe to any number of them. But of course, I appreciate it if you follow or subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys out here for chopping it up with me and making this a very fun first live podcast. Thanks very much. You guys take care. Happy hunting out there, and hopefully happy hour comes pretty quick so that you guys can nab some good paint. Take care, everybody, and I will see you next time.